The hunt for hidden treasure kicked into high gear as the mystery at Blind Frog Ranch debuted its explosive 5th season. Chad Ollinger and his team picked up right where they left off, uncovering astonishing new clues that could finally lead them to the legendary Aztec gold. In the premiere episode of Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch, the exploration reaches a critical juncture as Chad and his team follow their most promising lead yet, an underwater cavern that may serve as a hidden passageway into the legendary keyhole chamber. After months of searching, Chad is convinced this submerged tunnel could be the key to unlocking the secrets beneath the ranch. With determination outweighing fear, he and Dwayne gear up for a perilous dive, leaving the rest of the crew waiting anxiously above ground. 30 tense minutes pass with no word, and the team's unease grows. One crew member voices the chilling reality of cave diving, how easily a diver can become disoriented and perish mere feet from safety. Yet, despite the risks, Chad presses forward, driven by the possibility of discovering the fabled Aztec gold rumored to be hidden deep within the earth. Then, a breakthrough. Through the crackling comms, Chad's excited voice confirms they've entered an uncharted cavern, one so vast it could have sheltered an entire civilization. The team erupts in awe as the divers describe massive chambers and narrow passageways that seem to stretch endlessly, possibly connecting back to the ranch itself. But just as they begin to absorb the magnitude of their discovery, their oxygen levels force them to consider turning back. Reluctantly, they prepare to retreat, until an astonishing find stops them in their tracks. Embedded in the rock is an ancient arrowhead, undeniable proof that humans once traversed these tunnels. For years, Chad and his team had theorized that an underground network existed beneath Blind Frog Ranch, possibly used by Aztecs or other ancient peoples to conceal treasure. Now, staring at this artifact, their hypothesis is no longer just speculation, it's tangible evidence. Emotions run high as Chad, his voice thick with excitement, declares that they are closer than ever to uncovering the truth. The team is electrified, realizing they may be standing at the threshold of a discovery that could rewrite history. As the episode closes, the hunt for the Aztec gold enters a new, more urgent phase, with Chad convinced that the answers, and the treasure, lie just beyond the next passage. Eric's return to Blind Frog Ranch marks a pivotal moment in the search, as new evidence from his daring dive into the underwater cavern system could potentially rewrite history. The team gathers eagerly as Chad reviews footage from the expedition, revealing a labyrinth of tunnels that open into massive chambers, some so expansive they could fit a semi-truck, while others are barely wide enough to squeeze through. One particularly striking cavern, measuring 20 feet wide with a 15-foot ceiling, suggests human habitation. The most compelling finds, however, are ancient pottery shards and a partially crafted arrowhead, estimated to be 500 to 1,000 years old. An expert confirms these artifacts weren't washed in by water but were deliberately left behind, proving the cavern was once dry and accessible to humans. This discovery bolsters James' theory that the site could be Chikamaztoc, the mythical Aztec homeland of 7 caves. Ancient illustrations eerily resemble the keyhole chamber structure, further supporting the idea that Aztecs may have used these tunnels before flooding them to conceal treasure. However, progress is stalled by a collapsed passage and a powerful underwater current, forcing the team to consider alternative entry points. Meanwhile, Eric unveils a parallel strategy inspired by his research at Ohio's Serpent Mound, a sacred site built atop a meteor crater. He suggests that, much like ancient cultures who aligned their structures with celestial events, the Aztecs may have done the same at Blind Frog Ranch. This ties into last year's discovery of an impenetrable object, likely a meteorite, buried 200 feet beneath the ranch's energy zone. Eric proposes drilling around its edges to access the keyhole chamber from above, mirroring methods used in Ohio. With artifacts now confirming human activity at both ends of the 2-mile cavern system, the team is more convinced than ever that they're on the brink of a historic breakthrough. The history books are wrong, Dwayne declares. We're standing on proof. But time is running out. Flooded tunnels, the buried meteorite, and logistical hurdles demand a multi-pronged approach. While Chad plans another underwater expedition to find a new entry, Eric will pursue the drilling operation. The gold's right below our feet, Chad says with determination. The race is on, and the treasure has never felt closer. While Eric pursues a path from above, Chad and Josh take to the rugged terrain, scouring the surface for a natural entrance to the cavern system. Armed with data from last season's acoustic beacon tracking, they methodically search for anomalies, cracks, fissures, or any sign of ventilation shafts. Caves need airflow, Josh explains. If people lived down there, They wouldn't have gone deep without a way in or out. Their investigation leads them to a limestone hill, a geological hotspot for cave formations. At first, the search seems futile, until Josh spots something etched into the rock. "Chad, come look at this," he calls out. Beneath the dust and erosion, a deliberately carved marking, resembling an arrow or ancient symbol, stands out. "Someone made this intentionally," Josh says, tracing the grooves. The discovery sends a ripple of excitement through the team. Could this be an Aztec wayfinder, left centuries ago to guide the way to hidden treasure? Converging paths. With Eric's drill inching closer to the meteorite's perimeter and Chad following the trail of cryptic markings, the team is closing in on the mystery from all angles. "We're so close to that gold, I can feel it," Chad says, his voice edged with determination. "There's no stopping now." Whether through brute force drilling or decoding ancient clues, one truth is undeniable. Blind Frog Ranch's secrets are on the verge of being uncovered. The final act of this high-stakes treasure hunt has begun, and the Aztec gold may finally be within reach. The scorching Utah sun beats down as Josh's urgent call breaks the silence. "Chad, come look at this." Etched into the sun-baked rock is an unmistakable arrow-shaped carving, its edges deliberately chiseled. "That's not natural," Chad murmurs, tracing the ancient grooves with his fingers. The team quickly identifies it as part of a cairn system, stacked rock markers used by indigenous peoples to guide travelers. "Look how this edge was napped to sharpen it," Josh points out. The arrow's alignment leads their gaze eastward, where a turtle-shaped white boulder stands in the distance like a sentinel. "That's no accident," Chad says, pulse quickening. "These markers are centuries old, and they're pointing the way." The trail mirrors the underwater cavern's path, fueling their conviction. They're following an Aztec breadcrumb trail to the treasure. Underground, battling a celestial obstacle. Meanwhile, Dwayne and Eric wage a technological battle against the ranch's most stubborn foe, the buried meteorite blocking the keyhole chamber. Eric's drill bites into the earth in 25-foot increments, each core sample scrutinized for meteoric iron. "The higher the iron content, the closer we are to the main body," Eric explains. Then, "Dwayne, we've got something." A glinting fragment shines under the sunlight. Lab analysis confirms it. Meteorite debris. Now, by mapping iron concentrations across boreholes, they can skirt the space rock's edge. "Next drill could be the one," Eric says. "Just a few more feet, and we're into the chamber." Converging clues. Topside, Chad's team deciphers the ancient wayfinders, inching toward a potential cave entrance. Below, Eric's drill whirs toward a geological breakthrough. "Every clue locks another piece into place," Dwayne says, watching both efforts unfold. Whether through indigenous markers or cutting-edge drilling, the team is tunneling toward the same goal, the Aztec gold. The ranch's secrets, guarded for centuries, now tremble on the brink of revelation. As the sun dips below the mesa, one truth echoes through the dust. The treasure's veil is lifting, and Blind Frog Ranch is about to surrender its past. The quiet desert night at Blind Frog Ranch erupted into chaos when ranch manager Charles Snyder spotted an intruder on security feeds, a masked figure in a bulletproof vest who had cut through locked gates and was now prowling the property. Snyder's urgent call to the sheriff crackled with tension. "He's already inside and moving fast." Tracking the trespasser via live cameras, Snyder watched as the man crossed Mosby Creek and headed uphill, stopping only to grab a shovel from the mining shack. "What the hell is he after?" Snyder demanded, speeding toward the scene. Over the ranch's loudspeaker, he issued a warning, "You're trespassing. The sheriff's on the way. Get out now." But the intruder ignored the threat and started digging near a high-value site, one the team believes could be key to the treasure. Coming next. Who was the trespasser? A rival hunter? A hired mercenary? What were they digging for? Gold? Something even more valuable or dangerous? How far will intruders go? With the ranch's mysteries deepening, the team must defend their discovery before someone else claims it. One thing is certain, the hunt for the truth just turned deadly serious.